Hello there, welcome once again to Living on Purpose. This is Fola Daniel at Delisi. Today, I'll continue to talk about increasing productivity by elimination of time wasters. We all know that on a daily basis, there are some time wasters around us, and there are tools, gadgets, devices, activities that actually contribute to time wasting in our daily activities. If we don't get rid of those things that contribute to the elimination of time wasting, we will continue to waste so much time and we will never become productive. However, it's so important to begin to identify everything that contributes to time wasting in your life. It's going to be different for different people, even though we may have some common time wasters for many people, but you need to sit down and do an audit of your time and ask yourself, what do I do in my daily activities and what contributes to time wasting? What are the things that I permit, or what are the things that I consciously do that actually waste some of my time? I can show you a few for some people, and those things will actually help you see that you may have been wasting time because of this. Again, as I said, the time wasting activities or the things that waste your time will be different. You have to sit down and check it yourself. But there are some general things that waste time for a number of people. The number one thing that wastes time for a number of people is television. Television has been here for like forever, and because of how beautiful some of the programs are, it becomes a time waster for a number of people. When you're trying to concentrate, you're trying to get something done, and you turn on your television, you're going to spend more time watching that television than concentrating on what needs to be done. So while television is very important because that's how you find out most of what's going on before the advent of internet, it is still a major time waster. There are some beautiful programs that people are watching on television, and because of those programs, now people cannot concentrate. Of course, the television for many people has now shifted to social media, so we can still talk about that. The next one that contributes to time wasting is the opposite sex. Many people do not pay attention to the fact that the time they spend with the opposite sex is a time wasting effort, or is a time wasting tool. They don't realize that when they spend time with the opposite sex and they just talk away the entire day, it's not that you have a serious relationship with this person, you're not sure what you want with the person, but you just sit down together and talk the entire day. You come back, meet the following day, you just sit down and talk. Now the person tells you, I enjoy your company, but the question you should be asking yourself is, this person who enjoys my company, what value is the person adding to me, or what value am I adding to the person? Now if you're mentoring somebody else and teaching them certain things, you would at least know that you are investing in their lives by contributing valuable lessons to them. But if all you do is just to sit and talk away, you're both wasting each other's time. There's nothing wrong with keeping friends and having good people around you, but if you just sit down and talk all day and don't contribute anything meaningful to each other's lives, then you should know that what you're doing is simply time wasting. So you need to work on that. Now the next thing is internet. I mentioned that the TV era has shifted, and now what people are doing is to spend more time watching streaming platforms. So people are streaming movies, they're streaming series, they're streaming videos of all kinds, and because of that, people are wasting their time. There are so many series. In those days, it used to be CDs that we would buy and slot them into DVD players. Then you spend the whole day watching an entire series. As soon as you're done watching series one, you remove it, you put another one, or you call it season one and season two. If this film or the series has multiple seasons, some people will not get up until they finish watching the entire season. Now all of that, they made it easier. They now put it on a streaming platform. It auto downloads. You don't even need to press anything. As soon as you get on those streaming platforms, you start watching season one, automatically it goes to season two by itself. Season two is done, it automatically goes to season three, and you spend hours watching all those series. So you need to pay attention to how much time you spend in watching streaming platform, watching games, watching videos, whether it's on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, even on LinkedIn. People are now beginning to spend more time on LinkedIn under the guise of networking, but what you're really doing is wasting your time away. You need to check what you're doing, if it contributes to your life as a person, or if you're making the most of that season. The next thing is that people spend too much time cooking. People spend too much time preparing food. Now, you need to eat right, you need to eat well, and food is good for the body if you eat right. But it doesn't make sense sometimes how much time people spend trying to prepare food. Have you noticed that you sometimes spend 3 hours, 4 hours trying to prepare a meal that you're going to eat in just about 15 to 20 minutes? You spend time going to the market, you spend time coming back home. The time in the market itself is not even factored in. You may spend 1 hour going to the market, spend 1 hour coming back, then you spend another 1 or 2 hours trying to prepare the meal. There's nothing wrong if you do this, but if you do it too often, or if you don't make plans for how you can do a meal plan so that you don't spend too much time trying to cook, then you need to start checking your schedule. You need to check how much time you spend trying to buy the food stuff. Check how much time you spend going to the market. Check how much time you also spend cooking compared to how much time you actually spend eating. Now, can someone else do the market runs for you? I'm not saying don't cook. I'm not saying don't eat. I'm only saying you need to review the time. There are people who can help you spend that time in the market so that you can do something more productive. And I understand that some people are quite finicky. They don't want anybody else buying things for them, but consider how much time you are wasting if you do this by yourself on a daily basis, or you do it too often. So there's a food part that wastes a lot of time. Now, games or is something that wastes time for a lot of people. People playing games. Games can be very addictive, so you spend so much time playing game. It's almost like watching streaming platforms from season 1 to season 2 to season 3. When you spend too much time when you spend too much time playing games, you will come to a time when you realize that you wasted the entire day just playing games. And what's more, you are even endangering your health, because your fingers at the end of the day can start hurting. And even if they don't hurt right now, you're getting used to something that is not healthy for you because of how you're going to bend your finger, press the finger, press the keypad repeatedly just to be able to play the game. So games can become very addictive, and while you're playing the games, you can become oblivious of your environment. So something can be happening in your environment that you need to pay attention to, but you're not paying attention to that thing just because you're carried away by the games that you are playing. Another thing is betting and gambling. It's another major time waster because you invest resources, you don't get anything back. You also keep hoping that one day you're going to get something in return. So betting and gambling is a major time waster. And betting also goes beyond just wasting time. It goes as far as wasting your resources and destroying people's lives, because you take everything that you have. I know people who also begin to steal. I know people who have gone into prostitution. I know people who are doing drugs just so that they can have enough money to bet. So it's something that you need to work on, because it doesn't just waste your time, it wastes your resources and it wastes your life as well. Anything that also constitutes activities or routines in your life, routines are also time wasters. They will look good, they will look like they are things you do on a daily basis, but you need to ask yourself, should you be doing them on a daily basis? So why do you need to do them? Check all your routines. Anything that becomes a routine and is a time waster, you need to get rid of it. Then check your associations. There are some associations that are time wasters. There are some friends that are time wasters. There are some people in your communities that are time wasters. You need to get rid of all such associations or limit your involvement with them. Sleeping is also a time waster. If you don't plan your sleeping, even though it's important to sleep and get some rest, you also need to plan your sleeping. You can't sleep for too long. Remember, the Bible actually even says, a little sleep, a little slumber, so shall poverty come upon you. So it's important to plan your sleep, but you can't sleep too much and you can't sleep all day. then inability to say no is the final time waster that I'm going to talk about today. The inability to say no is the reason you're taking on too many responsibilities from other people. You're taking on too many assignments, too many activities from other people. And just because you want to please these people, you can't say no to them. You need to learn how to say no to people so that they don't keep passing their responsibilities onto you. And the moment you learn how to say no, you'll be shocked at how more productive you can become, because you now have more time to do the most important thing for yourself. I hope that you have gained something from all these time wasters that I have listed. I'm also hoping that you can look at your life generally and identify the time wasters that may not have been covered, because if you don't identify the time wasters, you cannot become productive. So if you want to become productive, you need to identify the time wasters and begin to block them out or limit your interaction with everything that constitutes time wasting in your life, in your workplace, and in your business. Thank you for listening. Please head on out to youtube.com/Fola Daniel Speaks.